I'm sorry, you must be growing sick of all these videos of planes by now, but I am having some trouble with me rocket designs, and you're going to like this one. Notice the engine underneath the center. That's right, this is a... I forgot whether I hit T or not. No, I did not. This is a vertical takeoff and landing design called the Strikebreaker 21V. And it's the Strikebreaker 21V because it's basically a Strikebreaker 21 with an engine strapped underneath and RCS jets attached and some RCS tanks. Oh, and a little docking port at the top so that you can, if you can get something there, you can refuel it. And as you can see, it did a straight vertical takeoff. I did not touch any of the controls actually during that takeoff. All I did was throttle up to maximum, turn on the RCS and the T for, you know, SAS, and just now I disabled the RCS, and I'm going to fly by the tower very close and low. There you go. As you can see, this thing is very maneuverable while in VTOL mode. I'm going to turn the HUD back on now because it's easier to see what I'm doing with the HUD on, and I'm going to try to land it on the VAB, although that is easier said than done, because I have ascended too high, and going backwards is kind of dangerous in a plane, and you can have issues also where you start doing what I just did, which is I started to lose a bit of control there and started to fall, and of course that's never a good thing. I'm going to turn around now. Also notice I am not using the RCS at all right now. Whoa, don't want to start moving backwards, that would be bad. I am turning, and basically I'm going to try and get myself pointed at the VAB again, and try and bring my velocity, basically bring myself there slowly. I'm actually picking up velocity, I don't want to be doing that, I want to be dropping velocity. I'm going to turn down the engines a bit, and this is how you land a VTOL, folks. Something like that, anyhow. Yeah. This is how I think you're supposed to land a VTOL. Now I'm going to turn the RCS on because it's starting to get dangerous and I might screw things up very badly, such as coming down too fast, which is why I'm turning the throttle back up. I'm also overshooting my target, which was the pads, and well, it looks like I'm going to land here instead of on the pad, or not land on the roof at all. I'm going to start going backwards now, and I might hit the edge of the building, which would be very bad for me. So I'm going to now demonstrate the ability to, fuck, never mind. Yeah, oh, for a second the eject almost didn't work, because you know how there's the 1 second staging delay. But, as you can see, I was not successful in landing on there. It's actually very hard. Funnily enough, I did it very easily the very first time I tried to do this, but not now. So, here we are back on the runway again. This time I'm going to leave the RCS off while we take off, and I'm going to pay a bit... Actually, I'm going to turn it on now, and I'm going to actually pay attention to what I'm doing instead of just, well, from the beginning, pay attention to what I'm doing instead of kind of trying to be fanciful. And I'm going to try to go land on the VAB again. And this time, I'm hoping I'm going to be more successful because I'm being a bit more careful about it, about the way I approach it and such. Hopefully, this will work as intended. It's quite possible that it won't. Looks like I might need to throttle up just a little bit to keep our altitude, because we are slowing down and could start falling, and we're also not high enough yet. Well, we're rising very, very slowly. I'm going to turn the throttle down a little bit. Then pretty soon I'll have to lower the gear. Well, I mean, I could wait till the last second, of course, but I don't want to do that because that can be kind of dangerous, you know? And I have no idea where the top of the pad actually is. Like, I have no idea if I'm going to be like crashing into the side or going just above it now or what. I have absolutely no idea. Going to cut the throttle a bit though, because it looks like we're on a pretty good path coming in. And as you can see, I'm coming in very gradually this time, so I probably am much more likely to actually land it properly. Unless I screw up really badly like I might just do. And cut the engine and just sort of fall right onto the pad. And there you go, VTOL landing. Of course, it wasn't the best landing, but it was still a VTOL landing. And now I'm going to throttle up, and we're going to take off. And I'm going to demonstrate that this thing is just as maneuverable as a regular Strikebreaker 21 by taking off. And then I go about this far, and then I switch engines and fall immediately. But very quickly am flying again. This thing is very good at that. Whoa. By just as removable, just as maneuverable, I actually, of course, mean almost just as... Wow. Oh, there's the flag. That's a different flag from the one I normally fly, but I don't actually have my normal flag in this save of this install right now, because I'm in a different install from the one I normally use. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But in any case, I just flipped it out, and I'm gonna see if I can recover. Nope, fuck it. Shit! You know that 1 second delay on staging? Yeah, that screwed me over. So this time around, I'm going to take off like a... Whoops! That is not what I meant to do at all. Let's switch to this. Oh, and it didn't even get to full throttle, so actually it's not even firing. Okay, let's try that again. This time I'm going to hit 1 as I meant to, instead of the spacebar. And yeah, because that was really dumb. Anyhow, I'm going to do a conventional takeoff right now, to show that it does do, you know, conventional takeoffs. It's about the same as always, like I said. It's almost the same maneuverability. It is slightly easier to accidentally go completely out of control. That was a pretty cool stunt I just did by accident there. It is slightly heavier, of course, so actually a bit more than slightly, but I mean, I almost couldn't take off on a single engine because it's so heavy. But, huh, that's an interesting spin I managed to put it in. Okay, and we're not going to recover it. So, this time around, I'm going to demonstrate the ability to take off and switch into regular flight mode very quickly by letting it take off like normal, right? Just about, okay. And then I start to let it accelerate forward just a bit and get to about 100 meters above the ground. And, okay, that's not 100 meters, but whatever. And then I very quickly switch to the regular engines and tilt upwards, and as you can see, we lost a bit of altitude, but we mostly just switched engines and were able to get enough thrust to keep going right away. And so here we are flying normally. And by normally, I mean doing a really, really stupid idea. Yep, that's not going to work. Gotta love having an eject system so that when you see that you're not going to be able to pull something off, you can just be like, nope. And of course, we have Jebediah Kerman as always. And hold on a second. I'm going to have to get back in here because for a second I thought the IVA was... Nope, okay. Because I had a mod installed that gave an IVA view for this thing. But I guess I don't have that installed yet. Oh yes, TAC life support. That's because I have a mod installed right now. But this is a stock craft, of course, as I like to do most of the time. And download link in the description, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. Thanks for watching, etc., etc. I already said, etc., etc., etc. See you in space.